Hello my fellow Nigerians, welcome to Eke React. Today I bring you now with another Obonge update of happenings in Nigeria. So without wasting much of your time, let's dive into the topic we have today. You all remember the trending topic of how Wike is grabbing lands in Abuja. Remember, earlier this week, Verydarkman brought out an issue concerning how Wike wants to take over a property belonging to an ex-military personnel who died 4 years ago. The news has been going on all social media and everybody have been voicing out all their own opinions on the issue. So I'm going to give you guys the latest update and show you guys the latest information concerning this topic and what the Senate have to say about this trending issue. So without wasting much of your time, let's dive into the video. But please make sure you subscribe if you are new to this channel to get notified each time we drop a new video. Peace, and let the peace of God be with you. Merry Xmas. Thanks.
Alright, so as you can see, Senate orders FCT Minister Wike to halt further demolition of structures except those authorized by the courts of competent jurisdiction following outcry from residents. So the news says the Senate have resolved to investigate the recent demolitions in the Federal Capital Territory and has set up an investigative committee to investigate the matter. The resolution was made after a motion was moved during Thursday plenary by Senator Ireti Kingibe, representing FCT Senatorial District, who called the attention of the Senate to the matter. She also expressed concern over the alleged illegal demolition of structures in the nation's capital and called for an immediate stop to further demolitions, including estates already marked. Natasha Akpoti Uduangan, PDP Kogi Central, seconded the motion, saying the exercise should be stopped pending the outcome of the Senate investigation into the matter. In his remark, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio said the Senate cannot outrightly prevent the Minister of FCT Nyesom Wike from demolition structures in the nation's capital. Akpabio, however, explained that all demolition could not be stopped because the court ordered some. Now one for there na 50-50. Now 50-50. So basically, they are trying to say, Wike, stop first. Let's do some investigation. But at the same time, they are still saying that even if Wike decides to continue, it's going to continue and they cannot do anything about it. So basically, even the Senate does not have the power to tell Wike to stop. But it's a start because they've told him to stop first. So hopefully, Nyesom Wike will stop and do a little investigation before going into all this. Now, my message to Nyesom Wike is simple, right? Nyesom Wike is doing an amazing job in Abuja. I'm not even going to lie to you. He's doing an amazing job in Abuja. The roads he's creating, he has created a lot of roads. Even some places, I was born here in Abuja, so I know there are some places where I never thought there would be road, right? So he has created more roads and he's doing well, some bridges here and there. But again, you cannot, Nyesom Wike, you will not let things like this spoil what you are doing in Abuja. You will not let things like this spoil what you are doing in Abuja. Please, just do some investigation before you carry out this demolition. And there are some places that you demolish, like that other place that we were the other time. One woman, I did not even say this, after the demolition, those people were outside. One of the women was pregnant. She gave birth inside her car. She gave birth to twins. And the twins passed on and the woman also passed on there, right there. They took her the next day because she's a Muslim. Took her the next day and they went to go and bury her because it didn't happen like in the evening. I think it happened in the evening. So they took her in the morning, early hours of the morning, and they went to go and bury the woman. So if you are giving them like a prior notice that you want to demolish, or maybe relocate them somewhere, because at the end of the day, the essence of putting you into power is to create betterment in the society, to develop us, to develop the economy, to better the lives of Nigerians. So you said the place was a shanty and all that, no problem, but at least relocate them or start developing low-cost housing for the poor people. You know, that's also development. That's also development. Imagine an FCT where there's an area where, okay, this is low cost. You know, this is low cost, there's light, they are paying their taxes, you know. If they cannot pay, they can evacuate them and let them go to their villages. At least that one, nobody go put more stock. But it's not that, oh, this one's cannot afford, this one is a shanty, you just scatter back. But how do we become developed? And those people now where you just scatter their own place now, those ones can't turn terrorists for our head. They'll come start to steal, they kidnap, they do all those sort of things. You understand? The fact that you are doing this thing does not mean we cannot see the good things that you're doing. You're doing good well, and you're doing well in Abuja. But all this demolition, you know, you have to do it the right way. That's all. Yeah, I know they're against your work. Oh, I don't know you. I've never met you before. The only thing I do is to speak up against injustice and just making up more money to give people a notice of eviction, that you have revoked their land and you allocated it to somebody that is from your own state. You know, there's something fishy about it. You revoke, you give them a notification after you have already revoked without them even knowing, and allocated it without them knowing. So you revoke and allocated before you even give them notice. No, now we CFO, you revoke, allocated, and give CFO in less than how many? In less than 2 weeks. Come on. Anyways, so we hope that Nation Wike stops, and let's see what's going to happen. Peace and love. Shout out to the Senate and shout out to God for making it possible. Don't play.
Them that Mayegun today, and Mayegun is live. Brethren, tonight we are just going to expose more on the level of impunity in a system, in the most corrupted system, or should I say the most corrupted contraption that we have come to see in our own lifetime, because we are direct victims of it to start with. Yesterday, we saw how Wike's machineries were at work and intended to take down the properties of those he called illegal squatters. So there's been some other latest developments. I said it yesterday that in Wike's book, even if you have your property documents, landed documents in Abuja, issued by the past governments of Nigeria, as long as Wike is interested in your property, that document would automatically become invalid. It would invalidate your documents. And there is nowhere you want to go to that that can be changed. You may buy time by resisting, but eventually, as long as Wike is interested, it will take your land. And it doesn't matter how long you have been there, how many years you have been. So Wike, everyone in Abuja is a squatter. Every land in Abuja is grabbed by land grabbers, except the land he is not interested in. Wike will take people's lands, reallocate the land to himself and his friends, like brazen impunity. Then he will dare you to fight him for it. So this argument of the new 2 locations where Wike has issued a quit notice, or demolition notice rather, in Abuja, which has now triggered the latest cries, in Abuja, has reached the National Assembly. And see, let me tell you something about a corrupt system, how it works, okay? You see, in a working system where you have the executive, the legislature, and then you have the judiciary, the job of the legislature as well as the legislatures and the judiciary, their job is to work in checks and balances in on the executive. So if the executive want to misuse their power, even though the legislatures are those who make laws, the executive are those who execute the law, while the judiciary, they are the ones that interpret the law. Now, in Nigeria, you do not have any organ of government that is acting as checks and balances in any way. What you have in Nigeria right now is a pure state capture. There is nowhere to run to, except if they are not interested in your property or your life. There is no justice for anyone in any place in Nigeria anymore. But to some of you who have not really fallen into their traps, I mean, like directly, you may never understand. You know, the typical Nigerian is when something hasn't happened to them, then that thing is not really happening until it happens to them. So currently, every day, a lot of you will get to understand the meaning of a state capture, where the executive have no fear or worry about their actions, because whatever they considered legal is legal. And they never, I mean, they kind of like act above the law. You have nowhere to run to. If they tell you to go to court, it's actually a mockery. Now, people no longer have any faith or any trust in their courts anymore. You know why? Because they now see better that they are all the same. They are all the same. And there is no country or there is no downfall for any country faster than what you are experiencing in Nigeria. Nigeria will fall. Even though some believe that it is APC that will fall. No. APC, Egbekegbe will take Nigeria with them when their crash happens. And this is going to be legendary. It's going to be like shaking. They have the power, or they have arrogated the power that they never ever have. They have arrogated it to themselves. Where the Wike is untouchable. Tifnumbu and his gang are untouchable. The citizens are nothing to them. Unfortunately, they do have those who praises them, those who enable them. But there is no downfall of a country faster than what you are currently witnessing in Nigeria. It is going to be, well, it is going to be shattering, like I said. So the National Assembly guys, who are pretty much the appendage of the executive themselves, they have had their own show on it today. The FCT senator, that is Ireti Kinjibe, reacted or reported Wike to the National Assembly, supposedly the Senate today. But she met the friends of Wike, who were pretty much led by Akpabiole, right? On the side of Wike, and there were others too, who believed that if Wike says your land and the documents, they are all illegal and invalid, so be it. Wike believes that whether you bought your land 10 years ago, 50 years ago, it doesn't really matter. If he says that your area is a shanty and your document is fake, it is fake. Now, people were being told to go to court. Like I said, majority of Nigerians they've already lost interest in, faith in any courts in Nigeria. Every day people now realizes that there is no justice for them in Nigerian courts anymore. You know why? Because they are not blind. They can see the collusion, the collaboration between the supposed judiciary and the executive. That's the executive that is trampling up on the right of the citizens, and they're getting away with it. The executive that chooses which of the court's ruling or court judgment they will obey. But they are not stupid. And that is why today or tonight, I am here to show to you again how irredeemable Nigeria has become. and how hopeless Nigeria has become, how lawless Nigeria has become. As one of the most lawless places on earth, this is not like a Syria or Libya. It's worse. You know, what really breaks heart is the fact that some of you believe that you have a democracy because they have been able to put together a charade called election, rigged as it was. And somehow you think you have a system called democracy when you don't. You have no rights. You have nothing. These are pure, kakistocrats, bunch of criminals who have hijacked power for themselves. And if you are not comfortable with it, you have two options. Keep quiet or pack your bag and leave Nigeria. They will tell you to leave and live somewhere else if you're not comfortable with the way we are running or ruining this place. Where Wike said, if ever want to fall, it should fall. Just like I said yesterday, predicted the exact thing is what his response is. He said, people who have been living in the life camp in Abuja and another place called the Osa or whatever estate in Abuja, he said they were land grabbers. Right? They just came, they just took land and they just built houses there. Not even in any village. I'm not talking about cities now. No, not in any village in Nigeria. There are people who just kind of come from nowhere and they just grab the land and we just start building on it. That's exactly what Wike said. That all of you who built houses in Abuja, especially places that he is interested in, places he has already revoked your CFOs, certificate of occupancies, invalidated your documents, and reallocated the lands to himself and his friends. And he said a lot of jargons that I'm going to share with you tonight. But let's start from the National Assembly, where the arguments on behalf of the victims, the latest victims of Wike, has been discussed. So let's start with this. Ireti.
The matter for discussion shall, if possible, is 1/5 of all senators. The matter shall stand over till the next legislative day. A senator moving a motion under Combined Orders 41 and 51 shall ensure copies of the motion are available for all senators when approval to move the motion is granted. Order 51. Notice shall not be dispensed with in the case of a motion or in respect of any other proceeding for which notice is required except with the consent of the President of the Senate and the general assent of the senators present.
Distinguished Senator Reti, I came from another occasion, and what I met was order of the day. We had actually passed, look at order 38.
No, sir, we haven't passed it because what you just dispensed of was a matter of urgent public importance. And I have been in this Senate when you have read three or four of such in a sitting, and everybody can attest to that.
Reading it is different from taking it.
No, you have taken them, sir.
We have taken the matter of urgent national importance.
Yes, sir.
And by our rule, we should take one in a day. But what I'm saying in essence is that you can always raise it. And when you raise it, we will put the question to our colleagues. Sometimes they will tell you, bring it in a formal motion the next day. But it is not that we will go on taking matters of urgent importance. And if you look at the other paper, you will see, Leader of the Senate, can you please sit down? Please explain to
you
her.
Asked for it to be brought as a motion today from yesterday's, a carryover, sir.
Is it here?
Yes, of course it's here.
Is it on the other paper? It's not on the other paper. The clerk said it's not on the other paper. But come, so it won't appear as if women are marginalized. The Senate leader, can you please refer us to the proceedings of the Senate? Because some of these things is about procedure. The Senate cannot go up and down. We follow the procedure of doing things. So if we have already started orders of the day, we can't go back again to the other side of matter of urgent national importance. We have our own procedures, but the outside world will not understand. The outside world will think that maybe a female senator wanted to raise an issue and the Senate president said no. But it is not here. You should have given it to the Senate services, to the Senate committee on Senator Zam. You should have listed it now if she gave it to you. Did she give you any motion? Rules and business.
No, Your Excellency, no, sir, but we are talking.
Please rise as you are addressing your colleague. It's a part of the orientation we have to go through now.
Well, I will talk to her after this meeting and see whether we can do it.
Has she given you any motion to list for today?
No, sir, not to my knowledge.
So
No. He has not. He has not, sir.
They knew what she was asking, and in that regard, they won't entertain it per se. Wike is one of them. And Wike, who is also the friend, in quote, the friend of the judiciary, buying them cars, building them houses and stuffs like that, giving them loads of gifts, money, simply means that if you take your case to the National Assembly, it will be shut down. Even if they have to perambulate around it, right? Yeah, they're going to shut it down. Wike knows that. And that is why he is so confident, right, that he probably just laugh at a lot of you who still feel like you are Nigerians, especially those of you in Abuja, the FCT. The conversation continued, though. It was an extensive one, so to say. Akpabiole continued, this time around with Natacha, the Kogi senator. Listen.
We don't bring a demon to be an FCT minister. We bring human beings who have compassion, who have families. So if somebody building on a drainage channel and the court has ordered that such property should be demolished, you can't come by resolution of the Senate and say don't obey the court. The court has its own duties to do. The minister must obey the court orders. But those that are not covered by court orders, we should urge the minister to put a hold on such demolitions until the ad hoc committee interfaces with the FCT administration, and brings the report to be sure that yes, indeed, those things are meritable. But don't tell me that a minister should be told to go and disobey court order. The courts are doing their work, and they take evidence before they come to judgment. So please, let us try not to be emotional when we are doing things. Let's look at things from the national interest. There's a lot of flooding in many parts of the FCT as a result of people clustering houses on drainage channels, where the court gives order to the minister to take care of those things for the benefit of people and children who get drowned, and people are dying during the rainy season. We should take cognizance of those things. I don't know. I don't want us to be emotional, and it is not personal. You have future senators here after us. You have future administrations in FCT after the current administration. You have future presidents after the current president. But please, let's not try to use the parliament to muscle either the judiciary or the administration from carrying out its duties. Let's come to a middle ground. that further demolitions should be put on hold, except those ordered by the courts, until we interface with the FCT administration. So those in support of the fact that we should have an ad hoc committee to investigate this matter, say aye. Those against say nay. The, first, the ayes have it. Then after that, you can give your reason. But I did not hear your voice. I heard the voice from the Senate. I asked the Senate the question, and the ayes have it. So what do you have your reason? Even if you were the one shouting, it doesn't matter. So on what? Do you have a? Can we take that as the only prayer? Is there any additional prayer?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you forgot to mention the halt of the demolition.
The
stoppage, the halt of the demolition, sir.
That is the motion.
But you only talked about establishing the committee to investigate.
No.
Okay.
No. We said that further demolitions should be put on hold, except those ordered by the courts, until the ad hoc committee has interfered with FCT administration to determine the propriety or otherwise of such actions. You see, it's so simple. It's no quarrel.
Nuisance, Lele.
Are you following? Don't worry. We're going to actually break it into pieces as much as possible. There is no court order that any house should be demolished in Abuja. None. The only court orders which Wike has disobeyed have been the stoppage of any demolition of properties. So Wike, even the court orders, Wike claimed that they were fraudulently procured. There is no property built on drainages among the properties that Wike marked for demolition. There is nothing like that. But did you hear the Akpabiole defend him already? That Wike is not a demon. That nobody should get emotional about it. Right? That Wike is acting in the interest of how he is stealing people's lands and allocating it to yourself and your friends, the interest of the people of Nigeria or Abuja. Sorry, if you are watching this and you probably happen to be a Wike's, what do you call it, fanboy or fangirl, okay? How does stealing people's land, allocating them to yourself, invalidating their documents, their CFOs, how does that come up as for the interest of the people? These, right? These are the details of Wike's friends, companies, including the personal one, the personal ones to himself through a company that is being managed. The company that is managing his hotel in Port Harcourt. Yeah? How does that correlate to say, oh, he's doing it in the interest of the people of... They know what they are doing, right? But listen to other senators who also defended him that they shouldn't land, we should not rush into, yeah? Listen to these ones.
Senator Ashiru,
Mr. President, I find a lot of difficulty in this motion. The first issue, I was reading through, and there are this issue of what FCT said, that all. Yeah, I'm saying that one, sir. I'm saying that one, sir, because we cannot stop the minister from doing his work. Let us restrict. Yes, let us restrict. He's cleaning the city. He's cleaning the city, making the city look good. The idea of demolition is to make the city look good. We can't stop him from doing his work. Yes, we can't stop him from doing his work. This city must look good. It must be a modern city.
Well,
So let's restrict ourselves to the motion. Let us restrict ourselves to the motion of demolition of this estate.
You talk like somebody who is in the built industry. Are you an architect? Well, let me put it this way.
I'm saying it with sense of
let me put it this way. Senator Abbas, you can allow Natasha to concentrate now. Minority leader, yes.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I think we may not have